2025 MG S5 EV Review. MG's first dedicated electric SUV has landed with generous equipment and sharp pricing, making it one of the most affordable EVs in Australia. Likes: healthy list of standard equipment, sharp drive-away pricing, pleasant driving experience. Dislikes: initial Apple CarPlay connection proved glitchy, speed limit detection all over the shop, not a fan of tire repair kit. 2025 MG S5 EV. MG Motor was a pioneer in affordable electric motoring in Australia. Launching its first EV, the ZS EV small SUV, back in 2020, it instantly shot to the top of the charts as Australia's most affordable electric vehicle. Admittedly in what was then a small field, sales of EVs have exploded since those days, and the aging MG ZS EV was soon outgunned by a slew of newcomers. Time marches on, and after a 2023 update, the MG ZS EV is about to be no more. Replaced in the brand's lineup by a newer SUV, the 2025 MG S5 EV. It has some big electric boots to fill after the ZS EV notched up around 7,400 sales in Australia since its launch in 2020. But it's now in runout and its replacement is an altogether different, revolutionary beast. Sharing a platform with the MG4 electric hatchback, the MG S5 EV is a small SUV with rear-wheel drive, a single 125 kilowatts electric motor, and a choice of either a 49 kilowatt-hours or 62 kilowatt-hours lithium iron phosphate battery pack. And it represents a massive step up for the Chinese brand. The outgoing ZS EV always felt a bit compromised, adapted as it was from its petrol-powered ZS sibling. Here, though, with the MG S5 EV, we have a bespoke platform designed exclusively as an electric vehicle. How much is an MG S5 EV? There are 4 variants in the MG S5 EV lineup, Excite and Essence trim levels, each available with either the smaller or larger battery pack. It's sharply priced too, with nationwide drive-away deals that enhance its standing as one of the most affordable electric SUVs available in Australia. Pricing starts at $40.490 drive-away for the Excite with 49 kilowatt-hours battery. Spending an extra $2,500 will secure an Essence model grade. Also with the smaller battery priced from $42.990 drive-away. Opting for the bigger 62 kilowatt-hours battery in Excite trim asks for $44.990 drive-away, while the all-you-can-eat Essence with the larger battery tops the range at $47.990 drive-away. Rivals include the BYD Atto 3 that starts at $39.990, or around $42.500 drive-away, for the Essential, which has a similar battery, 49 kilowatt-hours, and similar driving range, 345 kilometers, WLTP. The Chery Omoda E5 starts at $42.990, but is currently on offer, until stocks last, for roughly $40 drive-away, and brings with it a claimed 430 kilometers of range thanks to its bigger 61 kilowatt-hours battery pack. Looking more mainstream, the Kia EV3 Air in standard range starts from $47.600 before on-road costs, translating to around $52.300 drive-away, and highlights the gulf between established and challenger brands when it comes to pricing. On test here we have the MG S5 EV Essence 49 kilowatt-hours, which brings a claimed 335 kilometers of WLTP tested driving range. It's a feature-packed offering with 18-inch alloys wheels, a 12.8-inch infotainment touchscreen and a 10.25-inch digital instrument display. Wireless and cabled Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are standard, as is satellite navigation and DAB+ digital radio. Essence grades also score synthetic leather and cloth seat upholstery with seat heating up front. The driver's seat power adjustable. A panoramic glass sunroof is standard in Essence grades, as is a powered tailgate, 360-degree camera, wireless smartphone charging and rain-sensing windscreen wipers. Externally, the MG S5 EV is a step up from the ZS EV it replaces. It's designed far more resolved. It doesn't stray too far from the modern SUV playbook in terms of design. and uses its profile to good effect. How big is an MG S5 EV? Inside, the MG S5, certainly in this essence grade, looks fresh and contemporary with decent materials and a solidity to the fit and finish. There's a breeziness to cabin ambience too, with plenty of lighter colored materials and that standard fit in this essence grade panoramic sunroof. Our test car was upholstered in the darker of two available colors, a two-tone blend of artificial leather and cloth. Which sounds cheap but certainly doesn't look or feel it. The sculpted dash continues the two-tone theme with a nice mix of materials and an aesthetically pleasing and elegant design. While the center console is finished in a faux suede material that looks and feels more premium than an EV priced just over $40,000 should. The front seats are nicely contoured to provide support where you most need it, but do feel a touch firm in both the base and seat back. Most noticeable after a longer stint behind the wheel. While the steering wheel itself, leather trimmed in essence grades, polyurethane in Excite models, feels good in hand. All-around visibility is good, although I did find the thickish A pillars a little intrusive when making right-hand turns. Practical touches up front include a pair of cup holders, decently sized door pockets that can accept bottles, and a commodious central storage bin that houses two USB Type-C outlets. And full marks to MG for the smartphone-sized slot in the center console. A thoughtful and practical inclusion to stop your phone sliding around while driving. Underneath the floating center console is another storage area big enough for smaller handbags and the like. The second row surprises, and pleasantly, with the amount of space on offer. Whereas some small SUVs feel compromised in row 2. In the MG S5 EV there's plenty of foot, knee, leg and headroom, certainly when plonked in the outboard seats. Being an EV, there's no pesky drivetrain tunnel robbing occupants of valuable footroom, and that only enhances the feeling of lightness and space in the back. But the back seats aren't as comfortable as those up front, with a firmer seat back and base and without the side support of the fronts. The middle seat is even more compromised in terms of comfort, with a firmer still base and back, thanks to the presence of a fold-down armrest, that make this a pew for short trips only. Amenities for second-row passengers include cup holders in that fold-down armrest, door pockets that can swallow bottles, air vents, a single USB Type-C outlet, and map pockets in the front seat backs. For those with little ones, the two outboard seats are fitted with ISOFIX child seat mounts joined by top tether anchors on all three seat backs. Out back, under the powered tailgate, MG claims a decent 453 liters of cargo capacity. That expands to 1441L with the second row folded away in 60-40 split fashion. 4 tie-down points and a couple of bag hooks add to the practicalities. As does a single LED light. A false floor lifts up to reveal another storage area underneath that's ideal for charging cables and slimmer bags. There's no spare tire. The MG S5 equipped only with a tire inflation kit. Does the MG S5 EV have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto? The MG S5's infotainment system is well featured and easy to use, with crisp graphics and sharp responses to inputs. Apple CarPlay and Android, both wireless and cabled, are standard, as is Bluetooth connectivity, satellite navigation and digital radio. Connecting to CarPlay the first time proved an exercise in frustration, the system refusing both wireless and cabled connections. It took multiple attempts, including exiting the car, shutting it down, and then trying again before a successful connection was established. Thereafter, the system was quick to connect wirelessly and remained stable throughout our time with the MG S5. While the tendency to bury almost all of a car's functions inside the touchscreen continues to frustrate, MG has hedged its bets with physical switches and dials for some of the most commonly accessed functions, including climate and volume. Nice one, MG. The digital instrument cluster is standard fare in this day and age, with configurable views and a decent amount of driving data on hand accessed via toggles and switches on the steering wheel. The MG S5 EV also comes with a 12-month subscription to what the brand calls iSmart, which allows access to the vehicle via a smartphone app. Like many systems of its ilk, it can be used to locate the car, check on the vehicle's status including available range, tire pressures, and comfort items such as activating climate controls remotely. Is the MG S5 EV a safe car? A 5-star ANCAP rating underscores the MG S5 EV's safety credentials. With 2025 testing protocols resulting in scores of 90% for adult occupant protection, 86% child occupant, 82% vulnerable road user and 79% for its safety assist systems. What safety technology does the MG S5 EV have? Standard across the MG S5 EV range are autonomous emergency braking, adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist, lane centering assist, blind spot monitoring, rear cross traffic alert with braking function, speed sign recognition, driver monitoring system, door open warning, and tire pressure monitoring. The systems are largely well calibrated with no surprising interventions. But small foibles like speed sign recognition need fine-tuning. The MG S5 on more than one occasion detecting speed signs that don't exist in Australia, like 120 km per hour, or suggesting a signposted 50 km per hour limit was, in fact, 5 km per hour, played to the usual accompaniment of insistent beeps and bongs. They can be switched off, of course, but default to on at startup, meaning you'll need to do it every time you go for a drive. How much does the MG S5 EV cost to service? MG Motor leads the way in Australia in terms of warranty. With its 10-year, 250,000 kilometers surety offering long-term peace of mind. Certainly in terms of time, if not distance, the S5's battery pack is covered under the same warranty. Servicing is required every 12 months or 25,000 kilometers. Whichever comes first, and will set you back $1,119 over 3 years, 75,000 kilometers or $1,967 over 5 years and 125,000 kilometers. Broken down individually, the first 5 services are priced at $222, $400, $497, $626 and $222. What is the range of an MG S5 EV? A single 125 kilowatts, 250 Newton meters electric motor located at the rear axle provides the MG S5's go. It's fed by, in this instance, a 49 kilowatt-hours battery that gives, according to MG, around 335 kilometers of WLTP tested driving range. The smaller 49 kilowatt-hours battery can be recharged at a maximum DC rate of 120 kilowatts. The larger 62 kilowatt-hours battery can take a faster 150 kilowatts. While AC charging, a home wall box, for instance, is capped at 6.6 kilowatts. MG claims a 30 to 80% charge time of around 19 minutes at 120 kilowatts. With a home-installed wall box requiring an estimated 7.5 hours from 0 to 100%. MG Motor says the Essence 49 kilowatt-hours will chew through electrons at the rate of 16.9 kilowatt-hours per 100 kilometers on the combined cycle, which encompasses city, urban and highway driving. Our time with the MG S5 saw an indicated 16.8 kilowatt-hours, 100 kilometers. An excellent return against the manufacturer's claim. I topped up the MG S5's battery twice over my week with the car. The first for a quick 33-minute top-up on a 50 kilowatt-hours DC charger that added 17 kilowatt-hours and replenished the battery from 67 to 96% at a cost of $11.22. The second refill utilized a 25 kilowatt-hours DC charger at my local supermarket and added 21.45 kilowatts over 48 minutes, replenishing the battery from 57 to 98% at a cost of $11.80. What is the MG S5 EV like to drive? With 125 kilowatts and 250 Newton meters available from its lone electric motor, all channeled to the rear wheels via a single-speed transmission, the MG S5 EV doesn't stray too far from the affordable electric vehicle playbook. There's a surge of acceleration from standstill, a hallmark of the instant torque available once you step on the throttle. It's not pushed back in the seat fast like some EVs, but it's plenty enough to satisfy most driving needs. Around town, the S5 is a capable and amiable companion, moving away briskly and smoothly, with enough in reserve to make effective overtakes or merges when needed. It's a similar story out on the highway, where accelerating up to speed is equally as effortless, while the surge required for passing slower traffic is never far away. Ride comfort is impressive. MG's chassis engineers striking a nice balance from the S5's McPherson struts up front and 5-link independent setup at the back. Minor road imperfections do little to upset the S5's composure, with the damping ironing out all but the biggest of lumps in comfort. There's a firm edge to the way it handles larger obstacles such as speed bumps. But pleasingly, the S5 is quick to settle back on its wheels without any of that annoying wobble. My week with the S5 covered just about every driving scenario, from city traffic to suburban running around and a decent highway stint. And the MG S5 proved a comfortable and well-sorted companion. Single pedal driving is available, or you can opt for 3 less aggressive levels of regeneration. Brake pedal feel remains good, and the transition between regenerative and friction braking proved seamless. The steering felt nice and light, but with enough feedback to ensure that you don't feel disconnected from the road. While responses to inputs remain pleasingly accurate, it all adds up to a pleasant driving experience. Performance, while not record-breaking, is perfectly acceptable, and all underscored by a well-sorted chassis that prioritizes comfort. Should I buy an MG S5 EV? MG Motor has come a long way since its early forays into electric vehicles with the original ZS EV. Nothing illustrates this better than this newest addition to the lineup, the MG S5 EV, which represents a big step forward for the brand, eclipsing its predecessor in every key metric. Sharp drive-away pricing across the range is only part of the appeal. That's enhanced by a nicely designed and thoughtful cabin that looks fresh and modern. But more importantly, a driving experience that is comfortable and pleasant. In terms of which variant we'd recommend, the Essence 49 I tested here is probably our pick of the bunch. Sure, the Essence 62 with its larger battery offers more driving range, 425 kilometers. But unless you're regularly traveling hundreds of Ks each and every week, the 335 kilometers afforded by the Essence 49 is arguably more than enough for most buyers' needs. For a tenor under $43,000 drive away, the 2025 MG S5 EV represents good value. It's spacious and comfortable inside a cabin that looks and feels fresh. It's loaded with equipment and technology. And most importantly of all, it's entirely pleasant and comfortable to drive.